Hello and welcome to Life Journal Jumpstart. My name is Paul Brown and I will be going through your reading for today. The very first book and chapter is Job 35 to 36, chapter 35 to 36. And we see in this book that it's really wisdom literature. Two reasons why it could be wisdom literature is that it provides proverbial maxims or truths, like Proverbs, or it's this deep discussion on this really very difficult topic. We see that the topic at hand is really retribution theology. You do good, you get good. And so they're struggling through this. And one of Job's friends that is trying to vindicate God's justice is Elihu. And we see Job 35 verses 2 to 3, and it says this: "Do you think this is just? You say, I am the right, not God." Verse 3, "Yet you ask him, what profit is it to me? And who and what do I gain by not sinning?" And we see that Elihu is questioning and interrogating Job about his motives and his actions, and he's really trying to vindicate God's actions towards Job. And again, it's this struggle through theodicy, which just means to explain, the attempt to explain away the ways or the justice of God. So I hope that gives you a little bit of context of what's going on. This is Elihu's monologue. The next book that we're going to be looking at is 1 Corinthians chapters 7 to 8. And again, 1 Corinthians is written by Paul. It's written 55 AD. It's on his third missionary journey throughout the churches, and it's written to this bubbling, growing city, and this church in the city is called Corinth, and now this book, therefore, is called the book of 1 Corinthians. So we see him say in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 19, "Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing. Keeping God's commands is what counts. Each person should remain in the situation they were in when God called them." That's so interesting to me, because he's talking about this thing of circumcision or uncircumcision. In the Old Testament, you must be circumcised. That was a sign of the covenant. But the new covenant is Christ Jesus, that we are saved by faith through grace. And so we see that happening here. And then we actually see that this church is finding its way, and its way is, what does it look like to live as Christ, as righteous people and holy people of God. And we see that Paul says God's commands, keeping God's commands are what counts. Each person should remain in the situation that they were found in. And you would see that if you were a slave or free, or if you're married or not married, maybe you're married to somebody that wasn't a Christian, he's saying, no, stay in the situation that you're found in. And I don't know about you, sometimes I want to run away from the situation. God called me, let me run away. But no, a lot of times when God calls you, he calls you to stay in the situation that you're in and to make it better from the inside out. Hey, I hope that encourages you, gives you some insight, and really helps you see Jesus as he is, wonderful and beautiful. We'll see you next time on Life Journal Jumpstart.